Okay, ladies, let's talk about it that Wizard Liz was cheated on her husband or fiance. So, yes, we know she got cheated on. Now, suddenly, everyone's in shock, confused, heartbroken, betrayed, as if no one saw it coming. But me? I'm not shocked at all. What surprised me more is your reaction, not what happened to her, because honestly, I expected this. I will tell you why. But let's break it down. So, the rise of Wizard Liz and why I never watched her again. A few years ago, a friend introduced me to Liz's content, and she said she's so motivational. She teaches women how to value themselves, talks about relationships, and tells you that you are the prize. So I checked her out and I watched one video, just one, and then I made a decision. I would never watch her again. And why? Because something didn't sit right. I had this deep gut feeling that what she was saying wasn't coming from her soul. It wasn't embodied wisdom. It was borrowed knowledge. So she was recycling information she had heard from others and presenting it as her own truth, but not living it. That was my feeling. So she didn't live what she preached. And now, years later, she gets cheated on. And everyone is screaming, "What? Even she got cheated on? What does that say about us?" And I'm just here like, exactly. You didn't get it. None of you got it. Not even she got it. So you didn't understand the message. She didn't either. Let's be clear. This is not about shaming someone for being cheated on. Anyone can get hurt. We are human. No one is immune to betrayal. No one is perfect, okay? But let's also not pretend like this is a random, unavoidable tragedy that came out of nowhere, okay? This is the result of a mismatch between the message and the reality. The audience misunderstood her message, and she did too. And that's the root of the confusion, right? She was betrayed, but the signs were always there. Some of her followers even said he found her through social media. He started her content. He started her content. He knew exactly what to say to manipulate her. And honestly, that's believable. If you are constantly posting about your preference, your values, your ideal partner, you are giving manipulators the exact playbook to use against you. But I will take it further. It's not just that he manipulated her. It's that she didn't live her own message. And that's why she fell for it. She doesn't live her message, and you don't live it either. And let me show you. So you said, let's read this comment together. But thank God she kicked him immediately and posted about him. He probably thought that if she would be pregnant, she wouldn't have a choice. Okay, that sounds good, right? That sounds good. Sounds like strength. Like she kicked him out with power. Like she drew the line fast. But now listen carefully. If you really believe that, then you are completely misunderstood everything that just happened. Let me say it again. She didn't kick him out immediately. She didn't act on her power instantly. She stayed. She stayed. And not just for a day. Not just to process. Do you understand what that means? She kept going. Let's see what I mean. That's her screenshot. Let's read this together. This is what she said. I feel stupid for ignoring the signs and dreams ahead that I even told him about. And he told me I was crazy. Listen to your intuition, woman. That's what she said. That's what she wrote. But here's what I want to ask you. What was your entire content? all her videos, all her speeches been about? What has she been teaching for years? What do millions of women repost, quote, and she shout from the rooftops? Trust your intuition, don't ignore red flags, you are the prize, you leave at the first sign of disrespect. But now in her own words she tells you, I saw the signs, I ignored them, I had dreams, I spoke up, he told me I was crazy and I stayed. She didn't leave, she didn't act, she didn't live what she preached. And now some of you write, thank God she figured it out and left immediately. You don't understand her message because she herself doesn't understand her own message. She doesn't live it. Some of you, I'm not saying all of you who follow her, but some of you clearly didn't get it. And yes, I get it. It's normal to look up to people. It's human to follow those who seem to have answers. You want to learn, you want to clarity, and that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to start thinking critically about who you follow and what's really being said in the comments. Look for yourself. What the I was shocked and this will sound crazy, but I felt that energy from him in the video. I felt like he wasn't in it and looked annoyed, but I decided to disregard it because all the comments were supportive. You see? Another person wrote, unpopular opinion, but I saw her once she got with him and called love bombing straight away. This was only a matter of time. Some of you knew. You felt it. You were confused because something didn't sit right. She was saying one thing, but you could feel that she wasn't living what she preached. And what did you do? You ignored your own intuition. You ignored your gut feeling. Why? Because everyone else seemed happy for her. Because the comment section was clapping. Yay! So you stayed silent. Because if you spoke up, you would be labeled a hater. And one person even commented something like, this is what she's teaching women. She got what she taught. But nope, she didn't get what she taught. She got exposed for what she truly is inside, for what she really lives out, not what she says on camera. She was caught not because her message was wrong, but because she never truly lived it. She wasn't practicing what she preached. So if she can't live it herself, how could she teach it to anyone else? That comment, I understand what the person meant, but it's not fully right. She didn't fall because of what she taught. She fell because of what she ignored. Her mirror was held right up to her face, and that's the real issue. Some of you were already confused. You felt something was off. You said to yourself, okay, this seems weird. What's going on here? One person even commented something like, oh, hey, this looks like love bombing. But they stayed quiet. They didn't want to be labeled a hater. You were confused because deep down you expected her to know better. Some of you already saw the cracks, and that's the truth. Alright, let's come back to the main point. Why am I even saying that she doesn't live what she teaches? And why did all of this even happen in the first place? First of all, if you truly understood the psychology of a man, you wouldn't be so shocked right now. Second, yes, things like this can happen to anyone. I'm not saying it can't, but how things play out, how far they go, that can absolutely be prevented, especially by a woman. So the question is, how can we tell that what she says she doesn't actually live? Well, the answer is simple. She actually says it herself in her videos, in the comments. She literally writes the exact opposite of what she claims to stand for. It's all there, she preaches it, but she doesn't live it. She says it herself. Now you might be asking, how do you prevent something like this? Here's what I'm going to say. And I know many of you are going to think, oh, but I already do that. But no, you don't. Prioritize yourself first. She talks all the time about value, about being the price. She says it over and over again, but she doesn't actually live it. Because if you really did prioritize yourself first, you would have walked away a lot earlier. You would have seen the signs and acted on them. You would have cut it off much sooner. You would have reacted very differently. Love yourself first, but most of you don't. And I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. Most girls, you love the man more than you love yourselves. You love other people more than you love yourselves, and that's why you end up in pain. You are supposed to put yourself first, because when you love yourself first, you can actually love others from a place of strength. You can support others without losing yourself in the process. The point is, if you love yourself first, you can prevent things like this. And no, I don't mean it will never happen. But if it does happen, you would have reacted very differently. You would have cut it off earlier. You wouldn't have tolerated. You wouldn't have been broken the way she was. Why? Because a man cannot break you if you don't allow yourself to be broken. Okay, right? You understand me? So let's get into it. Here she writes, I feel like I didn't know him at all. That could very well be true, because according to several comments, he apparently found her through social media. You don't have to tell a man about yourself, but if you are constantly showing who you are on social media, then honestly it makes no difference. That applies to everyone, not just her. No one's saying you have to hide everything, but you really need to pay attention to what you are putting out there. What you share is what you are giving away. You are giving people a blueprint, so be smart about it. And then here, she continues, writing something, and yes, it's good that she's opening up. It's great that she's being honest, but here's what I read between the lines. She just like the other woman. She is like the other woman. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I don't mean just like other women as in stupid line. I mean she's doing the exact same things that the women who follow her are doing, the ones who are actually trying to learn from her. You see? She's reacting emotionally. I don't see a woman who really understands the game. I don't see someone who fully knows her value. Because a woman who knows the game, who truly knows her worth, she has a backup plan. Before she even walks away, she already knows what's next. She doesn't fall into poor emotional chaos. But what I'm seeing here is all emotion. No strategy. No, this is what I'm doing. This is how I protect myself. This is how I take control. Instead, it's just react, feel, back down. And that won't help you escape the pain. You need to be strategic with your emotions. You take what you need from the experience and then you leave. That's how you stay powerful, not by falling apart. Honestly, I could say so much more, but I'm starting to feel tired even just reading this. She even wrote this apparently. I still love him, but I have to choose myself. Let me repeat it again. I still love him, but I have to choose myself. You see, what she's saying now in the comments and what she said in her story about him, they don't match. She's emotionally charged right now, which is understandable. But look again at that sentence. I still love him, but I have to choose myself. In that one line, she's still putting him first. It's about him first, and then it's about her. That means that even now, she hasn't fully stepped into her own value. And if we are being real, that also means that in the past it was never about her, it was always about him. That's what she's showing us here without even realizing. So again, what does that tell you? And now, some of you are saying, oh my god, if Richard gets betrayed, then it will happen to us too. We are doomed. If this happens to her, then it will happen to me, and this and that. I get it. You look up to her, you want to learn from her, and I'm sure you have learned a lot from her. I'm sure about that. But the big picture, you haven't quite understood it yet. And that's because she herself didn't fully understand it, which you can see if you really read between the lines. It reminds me of that trophy wife situation. It was the same there. Everything she said was cool, it was right, it sounded good, and it reached everyone. But she didn't live it herself. Look what happened then. Look what happens. I'm sorry. Now I see some comments here like, I'm desperate. What if this happens to me? I have a tip for you, okay? As I've said before, love yourself first. Prioritize yourself first. For some, it takes years, and I get it. That's hard work, and honestly, many don't want to put in that work. But if you truly love yourself, if you really prioritize yourself, if you truly see your own value, because you all are valuable, but you have to show that value. If you allow disrespectful behavior, then that is the value you are showing. Sorry if that sounds harsh, but that's just how it is. And there's this whole thing about putting him first. Let me be real with you girls. Girls who truly prioritize themselves, who put themselves front and center, they wouldn't put their boyfriend first like that. If they show him, it's like he's just a decoration piece. Nothing special. I'm special. Just a quick glance. He's in the background, bravely noticed, and then it's back to me. It's about me right now. You won't see it any other way. So let me tell you, you can't always control life. People will do what they want, but you can defend your heart, your energy, and your emotions. You do that by loving yourself first, knowing who you are, trusting your intuition, understanding how people really operate and living your truth before you preach it. When you put yourself first, not just say it, truly live it. No one can destroy your world. They can live their lives, suffer, whatever, but they won't break you because you are already full. Please don't get me wrong, please. I'm not here to shame Liz or anyone else. She's human. She's made mistakes, but let this be a wake-up call. Don't follow people just because they play the game well. Follow people who have truly lived the game, who are angry, who speak from experience, not just trends or whatever, or content. And most importantly, follow yourself. Listen to that voice inside you. The one you always ignore, the one telling you that you deserve more. Because if you do that, guess what? You won't be the next one going through this. And if you are someone who's been thinking about choosing you, living softer, putting yourself first, then you will love what I'm building right now on this page. I'm currently diving into what it really means to live the soft life, a life where you prioritize yourself, feel safe, supported, feminine, and free. But here's the truth. Sometimes the only thing stopping us from creating that life is money. You want to slow down, enjoy life, romanticize your mornings, but bills are real, right? That's exactly why I created a course for women who want to start creating income in a way that aligns with their lifestyle. You don't even need to have your own product. I will show you how to sell digital products, yours or other people's, and step into a softer life without burning out or selling your soul. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about giving yourself real options, romanticize your life, and finally creating this softness you deserve. So if you've been wanting more than just survival, if you have been dreaming of freedom, sweetness, and true self-prioritization, this might be your next step. Bye.